Okay, so the first method we're going to be doing here are lava dragons. They are about 700 to 750k GP per hour, depending on how many times you get PK'd in the hour. Normally you'd want to do this when it is like a downtime for most PKers, something like early in the morning, NA time. So around then, normally most PKers aren't out PKing, so somewhere around there is probably your best time to do this method. So for the gear that we want to bring for this method, we're just going to be doing a Exorosian hat, a Saradomin cape, the occult necklace, which is going to be one of our 3 items. Now you can bring 4 items and like have the 3 that you protect from not sculling and then 1 protect item, but I just don't want to like leave any chance, and this is good enough gear, so that we're just going to have the 3 items and we're just never going to skull. So occult necklace, a China of the Seas, that's going to be our other item, or our next item, sorry, a Zamrock top and bottom, a anti-dragon shield, the tormented bracelet, that is going to be our 3rd item, mystic boots, and a ring of dueling. This is just simply because our teleport out will be a royal seed pod, as it's a 1-click. You could, if you do not have the royal seed pod, just bring a slayer ring here, but I decided to use the seed pod as it is easier than the slayer ring. Okay, so in the inventory you're just going to want 4 brews, 1 superstore, and 1 stamina. This is just in case you get PK'd, then you should be able to tank out with this. And then about 14 or so lobsters, a pestle and mortar, your royal seed pod, a looting bag, and a bronze axe. Now also for the requirements to actually do this method, I would recommend, highly recommend, the completion of the hard wilderness task diaries and 74 agility. This is so that we can use the shortcut, as I'm just pulling up the map here, this little shortcut right here, for when we're killing lava dragons, just right over here. If PKers do come, we don't log out in time, then we can just hop over this and run away. Most PvKers don't have the skilling requirements for this, so like some of them, like a couple will normally pass, like we'll be able to do it, but that's why we have these Sara brews. I also recommend having 57 wood cutting, just so that we can use the wake canoe, because that is how we're going to be getting up there. So currently what we're going to do is we're going to chop down this tree right there. We're going to shape canoe, and then we're just going to make a wake, and then we're just going to wait for it to finish. And before we go up, we're going to go to the options panel here. We're going to go to the controls, and we're going to go to player attack options, and we're just going to put that on hidden. Don't attack people. Even if someone's like, oh hey, box me and I'll help you get out of here or something, that's probably just them trying to get you to skull, so that they could try to get, for example, your China, your occult necklace, because you should keep your tormented bracelet. If you had skull, then you put your protect item up. So with the player options turned to hidden, we're going to use the floating canoe. We're going to put it in the water here. We're going to use paddle, and we're going to go to wilderness pond, this one right here. It's the top one there, and then we're going to have this lovely cutscene. So once the cutscene is over, he'll just appear right here, which is just on the map right here, and we're just going to want to get right to here. So we're just going to run directly to our right. We're just going to set everything to the north and just run directly to our right. And just follow the lava here around. Doom, doom. And eventually we will just see a little stepping stone appear right there. And then we can cross the stepping stone. Now once we are here, we will be safe spotting the lava dragon. So the lava dragon will attack me there. But then I'll just go stand here. We can use these bones to safe spot them. Sorry, I'm right up here. I believe it is right here. And then we will be able to kill them here and here. And then if we do see PKers coming here, we can either log out, or if they do hit us and we don't notice them, then we can hit the cross stepping stones. And then for every lava dragon kill, you will get, we'll just see here, so 1 lava dragon bone, 1 black d'hide, and 1 lava scale, and then other items. This can range from anything from, for example, an adamant 2-hand to a draconic visage. But basically, for the 3 items that you're going to get every single time, you'll want to either, if you're going for prayer XP and you decide that you'll take the loss on the GP and go for the prayer XP, you can bury this, as it will give you 340 prayer XP, or you can just use it in your looting bag, and then you put the black d'hide inside your looting bag. And for the lava dragons, for the lava scale here, you'll just use that on the pestle and mortar, and then it'll turn into lava scale shards, and then these will be stackable, so that'll be a way to keep all of those throughout your trip. These also do drop a lot of onyx bolt tips, and that is one of the other things that make these really nice money. is that Onyx Bolt Tips are worth currently roughly about 8,300 GP each, so they are fairly expensive. And then once your trip is done, all you'll have to do is cross the stepping stone again, and just point yourself, make this thing point north, and then just go directly south until you are at level 30 wilderness. So we'll just run a little bit here, and just keep running, just another 2 levels to go, and then the moment you hit level 30 wilderness, you can just teleport out using your Royal Seed Pod. That's the same method that if somebody was to PK you that you can use there. Then there's either a bank right here, or you can just use your Ring of Dueling to go to a bank. The next method is another method in the wilderness. This is the last one for the wilderness for this video. So this one will be killing ents. This is about 630 kgp per hour, saying that you have level 75 woodcutting, and the medium wilderness diaries done. The medium wilderness diaries will make it so you can cut the ents faster with the axe after you've killed them. They drop like a log thing, and then you can chop that to get different kinds of logs, and you get a bunch of magic logs from this. So for the gear, I bring a Helm of Nimbus Knot, a Arctic Cloak 3, as that's the one that I have. If you have Arctic Cloak 4, you can bring that, or if you have 2, 1, bring whichever one you can. A Amulet of Glory, a Abyssal Whip, Black Dragon Hide, body and legs. These are basically just in case you get PK'd, then you have a little bit more defense. A Dragon Defender, Running Gloves, Climbing Boots, and a Berserkering Eye, as we will be protecting the Dragon Defender, the Berserkering Eye, the Abyssal Whip, and the Dragon Axe. In your inventory, we'll be bringing 4 Sour Brews, a Superstore, a Stamina, in case you get PK'd, a Royal Seed Pod again, as a one-click teleport, a Dragon Axe, as this you will need to cut the ends, and then leaving 6 spaces open, a Lobster, and then once we get there, basically, to actually cut the logs, there'll be a noted form, but you have to have at least 7 spots open, so we'll normally just drop or eat one of the lobsters once we get there. By the time that we need to actually have that spot, by the time we fill up our inventory with the noted logs. So you'll just want to run to this little point here, and once I get there I will keep recording. Okay, so once you have got to the entrance here, there are 2 ents standing at the entrance, but you do want to run past them, just in case you want to see what them is on the map. We're just right here. Basically, there's these trees to each side, and then there's this kind of like little road. This is where you want to be, and then you just want to run up here to where there are these 2 ents. Basically, while we're cutting the wood, the ones down there, one might aggro onto us. Here you have less of a chance of them aggroing onto you. So basically, we're just going to kill them off. As you can see, they aren't too much of an issue. This one is going to decide to walk over here because, yeah, he can. But, so we're just going to kill this one off. We're just going to stand over here. And then this log is going to spawn. And then we're simply just going to start cutting it with the Dragon Axe. And then eventually we're just going to start getting noted logs. Normally it can take a couple seconds. So we got 2 oak logs. Now you can on these get, let me just pull this up, oak logs, willow logs, maple logs, yew logs, and magic logs. So far we've only gotten oak logs, but now we've gotten 2 magic logs. So basically you'll just kill one off, chop this until it is done, and then move on to the next one, and just keep going back and forth until you're done, your inventory of food is done, or you get PK'd, and then have to run out. So for just that 1 ent kill, I got 2 oak logs, 2 maple logs, 4 willow logs, and 6 magic logs. So off of that kill there, I made 6.8k. So that can be better or worse. You can get, for example, get no magic logs. I could have, instead of getting some oak logs or some maple logs, got some yew logs. So yeah, it is about 630k GP per hour. And for the next method we're going to be doing is Brutal Black Dragons. These are about 500,000 GP per hour. They do have a skill requirement of 77 Slayer to kill, so they are a fairly high Slayer requirement. They do also, you will have to have Protect from magic up, so you will have to have at least 37 prayer. And I would recommend at least having 85 range to kill these. For the gear that we're going to bring, I've tried to cater this gear to what the majority of players like myself can actually afford to bring. So we have Void Helm, we have the Avis Accumulator, we have a Amulet of Fury, we have a couple hundred diamond bolts. I have 700, but if you bring maybe like at least 500, you'll easily be good. You won't even have to worry about those for a while. I have the Dragon Hunter crossbow. This is basically the big amount of money here, but the Dragon Hunter crossbow is very, very good against dragons, so that's why I bring it. The Elite Void top and bottom, the Book of Law, Void gloves, snakeskin boots, and the Archer's ring. Now, if you can upgrade any of this, like if you can bring Purgations, if you want to, you can bring Armadillo, and like Barrow's gloves, the Necklace of Anguish, or a Twisted Buckler. If you want to, you can upgrade any of that, but this is the gear that I have chosen out. So, for this method, we'll just be walking down the little trap door that's right here. Underneath here. Now, if you have never used this before, you will have to go through the catacombs, under the catacombs of Karen, that you can get into by going into this right here, and then you'll have to make your way from the altar here to the black dragons, and then go up this, and then you will be able to come down here from the top. And then for the inventory, you'll just want a ranging potion, dose 2, extended anti-fire 2, 3 prayer potions, a amulet, an extra talisman. This is just the amulet that teleports you to various places around Zia, but we'll be using the option number 2 and then teleporting to the furnace. So for example, I'd teleporting here, I'd just click rub and then just hit. Oh, sorry, in option number 3, my bad, option number 3. And then we go to the Inferno, and then that'll be right there. And then we can just run over to this here, and then a Ring of Dueling for banking. So before we go down, we'll just sip a range potion, sip an extended anti-fire potion, put up our Protect from Magic, as these guys can't hit a lot, and then stand back, and then they'll just hit us with magic, and then we can just go off to town on these guys, and that's basically about it. They do drop, have a chance of dropping a Visage, but next to that, they just have Black Dragon Hide. They do drop 2 Black Dragon Hide per kill. They drop only 1 bone though, but they do have other rune and dragon items that they do drop, so they are a nice money-making method. And for the final part of this money-making guide, we are going to be killing the Disciples of Iban. For this, anything really, I'd recommend melee, at least 70, just so you have whip, but you don't really need anything more than that. This is a very, very simple thing to kill. These things don't even do damage to you, so it is completely fine in that respect. These are about 450k GP per hour. You will need partial completion of the Morning's End Part 1 quest, that is for the teleport crystal here. That makes it a lot more worth doing. So for our gear, we're just going to bring a Void, so Void Helm, a Fire Cape, a Amulet of Fury, Whip, Void Body, Legs, the Dragon Defender, Void Gloves, Dragon Boots, and a Ring of Dueling, just so we can save 1 inventory space. We could wear a Berserker Ring, but then we would lose 1 item every single run. So, we're just going to use a Teleport Crystal here, and then we'll be in Lieta, I think it is, Lieta, however you say this, and then we'll just run this path that I'm currently taking, just left out of the city, and then past these, like, tree things here. If you just click on them, then you can see past trees, and then just past the wolves here, and over this here tripwire, so just step over the tripwire, and then eventually we'll get over it. There we are, and then through this dense forest here. Now also for your inventory, you'll want 1 anti-poison dose. This is just in case that tripwire there does poison you, and then just a teleport crystal. So then we'll just finish going through that right there. And then we'll go north and jump over these leaves here. You want to click on the side closest to you, not the far side, or then you'll fall into it, but if you click on the side close to you, you won't. And then just run this path here all the way until the end. Nothing more that you have to click on until we get to the cave entrance. So enter the cave. So if you're poisoned by now, so drink the poison. Anti-poison, if you're not, then you can just drop the anti-poison. And then run through here and climb down this well here, and open the door and walk through the store. And then these guys right here, we're just going to want to kill them. They're super easy to kill. And then we're just going to want to pick up these Zamrock rope robes, so the top and bottom. These are the best magic gear for free to play, so they are currently top being 800 GP and the legs being 1.8k GP. So you can either, if you'd like, just do legs, but I find it's a lot faster to do both, plus more GP per hour. But each run, so you basically don't want to kill them until you fill up your inventory, and then when you get to this last spot here where you have one empty spot and then one crystal, just pick up another robe bottom and then teleport out, and then just keep doing this method over and over again. There isn't any like big surprise drops like in the previous clip, like with lava dragons or with brutal black dragons, with like a visage or anything. These are just a solid about 540k GP per hour. And I would just like to thank you all for watching the video today. Hopefully some of these methods have helped you. And yes, thank you for watching.